when we're talking about, I think in the vein of um, solving problems or getting people to sort of open up and tell you exactly what's actually going on. And you never lose that frame. Like you never lose that power in those situations. So for men, like you should be focused on solution. Cause again, if you're not going to, I'm not going to cave to some guy saying, hey man, you need to do this, this, and this. It's like, no, like this is the problem. This is the solution. Let's fix the solution. I don't need to hear all of these like ways to ruminate about how this perceived slight caused you this distress or that you feel a certain type of way because something changed or whatever it might be. It's just like, let's solve the problem or you can piss off, dude. It's just the way that it is. With men, it should work like that. With women, it's going to be a little bit different. It's just the way that it is. And so it's the same thing, but girl comes to you and says, hey, I don't like the way this is going. I don't like this. I don't like that. Now, there's a couple ways you could take it. You could be a guy like that's just, and I'm not advising against this. You could be a guy that's just like, look, whatever it is that you're going to say, tough shit. It's my way or the highway. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Like, there's the door if you don't like it. Do I think that has its time and place? Yeah. Do I think the majority of the time that's got its time and place and that's probably the default answer? Then sure. Yeah. But at the same time, let's say you're doing an LTR thing, man. Let's say this girl is the woman of your kids. Let's say you're living in the same house. Yeah, I know we hear about the cohabitation and all that sort of stuff, but like having your peace as a man too, man, is also about just getting a girl to not be annoying and nagging you, right? And you could say like, hey, here's the line. I'm not going to deal with this, that, and the other. You can fucking like pack it up and hit the bricks, or you can get out of this mood. And it's not always going to happen. She's not going to snap out of that mood. So we've talked about before, like a lot of guys will over alpha. We talked about this on Monday and chopping it up. A lot of guys, when they come to the content and they unplug, almost every single guy was overly beta, like 100% beta, no alpha whatsoever. Then what they do is they read the book and they watch some of the content. They're like, ooh, I need to be the alpha. So they go 100, 80 degrees in the other way. And now they're 100% alpha. And that can work for casual. That'll date for plate spinning. That'll date with friends with benefits, because alpha, as we know, is solely and holistically based on like attraction and being alpha seed, essentially. Basically getting girls to want to be attracted to you, getting girls to want to be aroused by you and sleep with you, basically non-committal, or you being non-committal to them, so to speak. But if you're going to do the long-term relationship thing, and we talk about this, and there's always guys be like, oh, like, why do you guys talk about LTR so much? It's because, like it or not, the guys that watch our content, and even guys, there's a lot of guys in the community. I mean, Rich was in an LTR for a very long time. You guys know that. He talked about that. He doesn't talk a lot about it because he doesn't want to give his personal stuff away. But there's a lot of guys in the community, high level guys, that are in long-term relationships with women that are useful, with women that are adding value to their lives, with women that are pleasant and agreeable and feminine and freaking fun and hot. Like, it is what it is. And so the majority of guys out there still want to be in LTRs, if nothing else, to have kids. Like, I'm going to have kids. I understand the best way to make that happen and the highest likelihood of success of that. And I know what that's going to entail. There's guys out there that's like, hey, I'm going to try to run the harem. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to have like 5 different women that are all going to be like my concubine, and they're going to share me and they're going to know about each other. And I was like, okay, more power to you, man. Like, you want to be that kind of guy? You want to be that pioneer? Like, go for it. I wish you all the best. I'm not going to tell you it can't work. I just say, hey, that's not a path that I'm particularly interested in going down. So again, I'm not sitting here telling you guys you need to placate the women or listen to them complaining all the time, but a useful strategy, especially when you need to add comfort into the situation, because a woman in a long-term relationship is not going to stick around forever if all you're giving her is alpha. Because guys like that do get left, like guys that are constantly running around. I mean, women will put up with it for a very long time. Don't get me wrong. Like, women will stay in those relationships for far, far longer than they like to admit. Like, dude, just watch any of the ladies' nights. Like, yeah, I was in a 7-year relationship with a dude that was like a narcissist and like never gave me any attention. And he was like abusive and stuff like that. And again, on a long enough timeline, when her like baby alarm or her biological clock starts screaming at her, it overpowers like her need for beta bucks overrides her desire for alpha fucks basically. And that starts to happen, like late 20s at the earliest, um, more like early 30s and like mid 30s. So that stuff happens. So I tell guys all the time, like you can't overcorrect and go from all beta to all alpha. You have to find a good, healthy balance. And you got to kind of know when to put in some alpha and when to put in some beta. It all depends on where your girl is in the situation, whether she's ovulating, whether she's pregnant, whether she's not, like whether she's on birth control. There's all of these sort of different things, and you have to kind of take it day by day. But being extremely rigid and just saying, here are the goalposts, and I'm going to just do this one thing, and any deviation is going to lead to failure. It's just not the way that, relationships work. So, okay is a really powerful statement. Girl comes to you and says, hey, I don't know. I'm having second thoughts. I'm having this and that and the other. Some guys might just say, well, if you're having second thoughts, like GTFO, like I only want a girl that's GBD, this and that and the other. And if it's early off, if it's early on enough in the relationship, you guys have been on a couple of dates and you're just spinning her as a plate, non-exclusive, or you don't see any sort of LTR potential, then like, it might be like, yeah, whatever. Like, I don't care. But there's a lot of women out there where guys are like, yeah, I really like her. I want to keep her around. Like she adds value. Like she brings me peace. She's not a drama starter. She's not a shit starter. She's pleasant to be around. She's feminine. And, like, yes, if you chase excellence and you do all the things you're supposed to do, it will keep women around for a lot longer than if you didn't. But at the same time, you're going to have to, it is what it is, man. You're going to have to offer a little bit of comfort, and you're going to have to make a woman feel heard and feel safe and all that sort of stuff. But that all stuff happens after you're the like if you can't rely on the beta stuff to get women. You got to do the alpha stuff first. You got to be in good shape, chase excellence, making money, be captivating. Like so many freaking guys in the comments of like last week when I did my show, when I said, look, man, if this is what you guys want, it's your fault if you're not getting the results you want. And so much cope in the comments. Oh, it's not my fault. I make all this good money. Like, man, I'm in good shape. It's like having money and being in shape doesn't fix you if you're a dork, right? Like not a single person was like, I'm extremely socially calibrated and I'm a leader of men and people respect me and I'm extremely well liked with a high powered network. Like nobody was saying anything like that. Nobody was like, people compliment me on how captivating I am, or like they say that they want to be around me because of my charisma. It was all like, I make money and I'm fit. Like, trust me, man, I've met a lot of guys out there that think like a 6-figure salary and just not being over 20% body fat makes you fit and like a top shelf guy. And it just doesn't. That's just the simple fact of it. So, I mean, keep your coping, man. Like if you want to think nothing is your fault and you just want to blame everybody else and you don't want to take responsibility or even control over your decisions, so therefore you can't actually control anything that happens to you in life, so you can never improve, then more power to you, man.
All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.